Howdy again, it's tubalcain, and this time with episode number 12 of This and That. And I know I've had some criticism of this series, and some people just say, I don't want to hear about your flea market finds, that means nothing to me, make some more videos. Well, I have. I've made over 50 videos this summer that are going to be released on Machine Shop and Engines and so on this fall, so keep watching for that. Now, just a couple things, and number one is, I don't know what it is with YouTube, but I do not get all of the comment videos. I do not get emails for all of them. It's like hit and miss. Some I get and some I do not. And some are appearing on my iPhone momentarily, and I don't understand it. So if I miss some of these, you just have to excuse me, because YouTube is kind of wacky, and I think it has something to do with that Google Plus, but I'm not really sure. Now, I still get a lot of questions about my name, tubalcain. Again, that came from the Bible, Genesis 4:22. Tubalcain forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. That's where my name, tubalcain, comes from. I do not know what it has to do with the Masonic Temple, but I keep getting people saying, are you a traveling man? As a matter of fact, I was standing at a urinal in Memphis, Tennessee one time, and a man said, are you a traveling man? Well, I didn't know he was talking to me, because I was doing my business, and finally I turned around and he said, are you a traveling man? I said, well, yeah, I just came to Memphis for the ribs. And he's no, are you a traveling man? You know, and then something to do with Masonic Temple. I still don't know what it is. Let me know what that means in regards to tubalcain. Stacy Stephens out of Covington, Washington sent me a box here a while back, and in there was some nice books, including this huge tool engineer's book, and there's going to be some great winter reading there, and all kinds of great pictures and so on about machinery and tools and so on. And then an old McMaster car catalog. I don't know what year that is, but you know, these are pretty hard to get now, the new ones. And there's a little book on famous woodworking machinery, all kinds of old pictures of woodworking machinery from around the turn of the century, and I don't mean this century either. And then there was a little something in here in regards to diesel engines. So thank you, Stacy. That'll make some good reading. Jim Pierce sent me this large tool post along with some tool holders here, and it is not a Loris. And he says that he bought it, of all places, at a Goodwill store. And there's the trademark, but that is unidentifiable to me. So I'm not sure what brand this is, but it's really too large for my lathes, and there's a T-nut there, but it rather dwarfs even my biggest lathe. So I think this probably belongs on a 15 or a 17-inch lathe, and there's 3 of these nice tool holders here, and the dovetails are just the opposite of what they are on a Loris, because this is a male dovetail here, and the Loris would be female on the tool holders. So thank you, Jim. I hope I can put these to good use, and they look like they're in real good shape. There were just a little rust on these. The package was wet when I got it. I don't know what the post office did to it, but there was moisture and condensation on it, and the paper was wet, so I had to remove the superficial rust. I've never done garage sailing and flea marketing, but I picked these up at a garage sale. A nice little Bevel Square. Never heard of the brand, but it's by the Massachusetts Tool Company, along with a thread pitch gauge made by Union Tool and a Cleveland drill sharpening gauge. And then at another sale, a nice Starrett caliper. And I got this real cheap also. Last word indicator, as if I need another one of these. I probably have 200 pairs of pliers, but I picked this up at a garage sale for $3, and it's a Nippers. It says Lawson Products. This is an expensive tool, and notice that the jaws stay parallel. And there's a button here. These are made in Germany, so I thought that was real nice for $3. And my brother Jan from Cody, Wyoming lacks strength in his hands, so he's always after clippers and so on that do not require too much force with your hands. And he said that these Crescent brand, which he bought, are pretty well manufactured, even though I think they're Chinese made, even though that's the Crescent name. But and I haven't even taken them out of the package yet, because I wanted to show you the package if anybody's interested in those particular products. He got these at a farm store. So there's the Pivot Pro also. 40% less effort. Guaranteed forever. Thank you, Jan, and thank you for watching this, but don't go away, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started. I just received this in the mail today, and it's September of 2015 is what it is, but Daryl Bennett sent this to me, and it's a calendar, next year 2016 calendar, and there's all the pictures of different tractors. He knows I collect old tractors and I'm interested in them, so thank you, Daryl, and hope to use this with the new year if I'm not taking a dirt nap by then. I went to a garage sale, and a lady was selling out. I think her husband died or something of that nature, but anyway, I bought these two boxes of silver and Deming bits, $3 each. Now that wasn't a complete set there. There's a couple missing, and then there's a half-inch there that doesn't belong in there, and some of them aren't in real good shape, but there's a complete set, and I know they're China, but the silver and Deming sure are handy. But what I've noticed, and I've seen many sets of these, and I've seen a lot of Chinese bits, but they have not mastered the grinding of them. And if you know anything about drill bit geometry, you'll see that there is little or no clearance here. And some of them are actually ground with a negative clearance. And the other thing about these large bits is, and some of these are damaged because they do not make drill presses that run slow enough in order to use large bits, and sometimes people don't understand that and they burn the bits up. But you need to run these big bits at 40 or 50 or 60 RPM, and you're not going to be able to do that really on any cheap drill press. It has to be on done on a milling machine or some machine that can really slow these down, because if you run them at 400 or 500, which is the lowest speed on some drill presses, you just smoke them out and destroy them. I think a lot of you know that, but so just thought I'd pass that on. But still a good buy here on $3 a set. I love books and I love to read, and I just went to an antique mall that was selling out, and these were $2 each, but there's valve setting on steam engines and shafting and belting governors and all about engines, turbines, pumps, valves, etc. So there's some good winter reading, and these are about 100 years old but are still in perfect shape. So that's my steam engine finds from when I went to Wisconsin. Thank you, people that send me all this stuff. Steve Rogers, who is from Iowa, knows that I like hit and miss engines. He saw one of my engines where I didn't have a magneto. I had hooked up a Wicco magneto with a chain drive, but he makes these spark producers. It's not really a magneto, and it has to be used with a battery, but it fits right on a McCormick Deering hit and miss engine, actually throttle governed, and produces the spark. I haven't opened this up yet, but I'm going to make a separate video out of that for those of you that are interested in that type of thing. But thanks a lot, Steve. You'll see this later on here when the dust settles. I should have broken this video into two parts, because it's too long, I know. But my buddy Russ, who I do a lot of road trips with, gave me this nice set of Starrett micrometers. Not that I need any more micrometers, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 micrometers along with the standards. I believe he got these from his uncle. And Russ used to teach automotive, so he's retired, and he said, I'll never need these again, but these are in real nice shape, and I hate to think what a set of those cost in the nice mahogany box. And the 1-inch one, of course, shows just a little bit of wear, but these are nice instruments, and I thank you, Russ, and you'll see me using these from time to time. One more item. This has nothing to do with machine shop, but I do a lot of things that have nothing to do with machine shop. But last fall I was in Deadwood, South Dakota on Boot Hill, which is Mount Moriah Cemetery, and I went to Wild Bill Hickok's grave, and I'm going to show you a picture of that in a minute. And you know, Calamity Jane is buried right next to him as well, and that'll be a still picture. But the reason I'm doing this is that Wild Bill Hickok grew up not far from where I'm living here, or even closer to where I was born, and that was in Troy Grove, Illinois. So I took a little visit there and took a video of the monument and the plaque and so on regarding Wild Bill Hickok, and he was born in this real small town of Troy Grove, Illinois. Well over 100 years ago. Remember, he was assassinated or shot in Deadwood, South Dakota, and he did work on the Illinois-Michigan Canal when it was being dug here in the Illinois Valley, and then left there and went out west and had a rather colorful career, died at a young age. So watch the picture and footage of this, if you will.
I'm in the little village of Troy Grove, Illinois, population 250, and this was the birthplace of Wild Bill Hickok, and later in the video I will show you his burial plot on Boot Hill in Deadwood, South Dakota. And here he is. Hello, Wild Bill. And then yet an older plaque over here next to Jordan.
He was murdered on your birthday in 1876. That's when he was murdered, your birthday. 1876.
He was murdered on my birthday in 1876. I'll be darned.
As you know, I'm a member of Midwest Tool Collectors, and that's primarily woodworking tools. But I bought this nice height gauge here for $30, and it's a dial type. I don't care two hoots about a vernier type, but this is a dial type, and it is 12 inches high. And the brand is Shear Kimiko. Came with the carbide tip scriber. Right there, in perfect shape. I don't think this thing has ever been used, or if it has, very little. But it is a Shear Kimiko brand. Now, if you're not familiar with Shear Kimiko, they really made very quality tools for inspection and measuring. I don't think they got the credit they deserved. I'm not sure if they're still in business, but very nicely made. And a little bit unusual here, because in order to zero it out, rather than turning the dial, which you normally do to zero them out, the entire scale here can be moved up and down a little bit through the use of this adjusting screw here. I'd never seen anything made like that. And the bottom is lapped, of course. So that's a nice tool for when I do layout work with larger work. I do have a 6-inch Mitutoyo you've seen me use many times, but all right. Hope that wasn't too long and boring, but that pretty much shows you everything that I've got since the last time I've talked to you. And this concludes episode number 12 of This and That and Tubalcain, saying so long for now, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.